The Federation of Labor Unions of the Gambia has called for urgent reforms to improve workers' welfare, marking International Workers' Day with a shift from celebration to action. The federation, launched on 14 April 2026, brings together key unions including the Gambia Teachers Union, the Gambia Press Union, transport and domestic workers, farmers and representatives from the informal sector. Officials say the initiative aims to provide a unified voice for both formal and informal workers in national decision-making processes. Speaking at a press conference, Federation President Omar Sise described workers as the backbone of national development and called for stronger policies on minimum wage, social protection, and workplace safety.
We are here to celebrate and commemorate the International Workers' Day. But we want to do it in another grand style. Not to gather, to march past, sport, dancing. We don't believe in the such, activities. We believe today is a very important day to speak our challenges, our confidence, our achievement. We did. Because workers are the backbone of the development. Investing in workers is just investing in national future. So for that indicator, that is why we are here today, to inform the general public. As the workers, this is your home. We are here for you. We are here to guide you people, to speak on your behalf. The challenges we are facing, the constraints, the way forward. We have experts, technocrats, who are the legal minded on this particular subject matters. For that being the case, take the federation as your own. Some areas, who do you have the unions? We can again work with you to establish a union, to represent your desire and your future, including civil servants. It's their right to form a union, because each and everyone in this country have a challenge in terms of your working condition. But without much ado, I will share the platform with my colleague, who will go through the resolution we passed today to the government of the Gambia through Minister of Trade, Education and Employment, demanding and inform them the condition of the workers and what we are expecting from now against next year Workers' Day. Next year Workers' Day, we want to come back to the public, tell resolutions, what was achieved, and what left and where are we.
Also speaking at the event, the Treasurer of the Federation and President of the Gambia Teachers Union, Ismaila Cisse, announced the submission of a 7-point resolution to the government. He noted that a significant proportion of the country's workforce operates within the informal sector, often without contracts or legal protection.
The resolution we have presented to the Honorable Minister of Trade and Employment demands concrete actions on 7 critical fronts. 1, a living minimum wage. We are looking at immediate formation of a tripartite commission to establish a wage that covers healthcare, education, and housing, and that the National Assembly is inclusive. We're already talking about the government, we're talking about the various arms of government that collaborate to ensure that policies and the right laws are in place in order to be able to implement the minimum wage in the country. Universal social protection, establishment of a social protection floor to guarantee basic income security and essential health care for all residents in the Gambia. 3, formalizing the informal, amending the Labour Act to protect domestic and transport workers, ensuring they have access to written contracts and grievance mechanisms. Not only transport workers, but all those that are in the informal sector. Most of the laws that are in place, laws are there to protect mainly workers that are in the formal sector. But the informal sector that constitutes the greater majority, between 60 to 70%, and certain statistics will show you, are of the majority of workers in the Gambia, but mainly neglected. Most of them have been employed or appointed without even contracts or letters being given to them. And the employers have the utmost authority to dismiss them or terminate their service at any given time, especially when they complain about their wages. or their salary. Health and safety, operationalizing a national labor inspectorate to conduct unannounced inspections at construction sites and agricultural estates and other workplaces in order to ensure the health and safety of our workers in the country. Gender justice, enacting anti-harassment legislations and ensuring equal pay for equal work. Eradicating child labor. Looking at child labor in the country is something that is still going on. Government has endeavored a lot to ensure that child labor it becomes a thing of the past, but it's still persistent. We are calling for government to implement a national action plan to remove children from hazardous work and return them to classrooms. Because education in the Gambia is free. Universal basic education for every citizen of the planet, and the Gambia is no exception. And we are calling on government to ensure that every child that is in the workforce, let them be returned back to the classroom to have a better future. Revitalize social dialogue. We are reactivating the National Labour Advisory Council. We are calling on government to reactivate the National Labour Advisory Council, NLAC, to ensure workers have a seat at the table so that at least they can be able to fight for their colleagues that have been affected based on impunity and so on and so forth. Closing the declaration, the Federation of Labour Union the Gambia presented this resolution to government not as an act of confrontation, but as an invitation to partnership. Because we recognize the effort, the laudable effort government is playing towards improving the life and livelihood of all workers in the country. But we are also joining the game to ensure that government is being reminded all the time around to ensure that the workforce benefit what they're supposed to have at the end of the day.
The Federation raised concerns over low wages, the rising cost of living, and limited access to social security, describing the situation as institutionalized poverty for many workers. The group proposed the reactivation of the National Labour Advisory Council to strengthen dialogue between workers and the government. Despite the concerns, Federation leaders emphasized a collaborative approach, pleading continued engagement with authorities to ensure implementation of their proposals. They expressed optimism following initial discussions with government officials, citing a willingness to cooperate. The Federation says it will monitor progress and provide updates to the public ahead of the next May Day. For The Voice TV, I am Janke Kujabe reporting.